Basket Brains, Disc Doors, and Frisbee Freaks. Emerald City Disc proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world. Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. Alongside me, as always, is the Fairway Finder, Ollie DePina. This is
K.O. Disc Golf Show.
I feel like we kind of nailed that one
Dude,
too.
if you go back the last three, it's getting so good.
It's clean. I hope you're doing that with us, y'all. Welcome to episode 123 of the KO Disc Golf Show. 123 is the Scyther episode. Today is August 18th, 2026. The KO question of the week is, would you rather be able to speak every language on Earth or be able to talk to animals? Comment down below, and then Ollie and I will answer at the end of the episode. Ollie, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Going well. Just kind of navigating crazy weeks at work where, it's I love my job and I talk about how great it is, but there's always things to navigate and things like that. So kind of been the first not hiccups, but bumps where you're trying to figure out what's going on and things like that. So been doing that and a lot of focus towards that. But it's been good figuring out everything, and the grass is greener, and everything's kind of figuring itself out, which I'm happy about. And besides that, I'm gonna be today. We're shooting this Tuesday morning. I think we're gonna have it set to come out Wednesday morning, and it will be I'll be playing some Lakewood today with some friends that are excited. They're texting me like, "We want to go disc golf, and we want to go disc golf," and so I'm gonna be out at Lakewood today throwing some frisbees. I'm quite excited, and yeah, nothing too crazy. Everything's been pretty chilled, so nothing
Nice.
too crazy. How you doing, Curb?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I spent a lot of the last week just kind of getting ready for Mountain View Championship 3 out at South Fork Landing. I was out there a bunch, pretty much every day from like Wednesday until yesterday. I've been out there. I had a lesson yesterday morning with that kid, Adam Snyder. We've been setting up lessons the last couple of weeks. The improvement that we've seen on him in the last few weeks is awesome. Even he was like, "Hey, before we started this, I wasn't even able to get to that basket." He goes, "Now and I can outthrow that basket with my mid range," and I was like, "Very cool." I was
Very
like, "Very
cool.
very cool." Like you totally see it. The way he's playing, like his style of he used to just kind of blast everything past, and I've gotten him throwing this putter. And he's throwing this putter like 180 feet just on this pure baby little hyzer line and getting it to drop straight, and he's like, that was really cool. And I was like, that was really cool. I was like, you should just
Yep.
do that more and more. So he's really starting to test his limits on how far he can throw that and push that. I'm just like, it's really, really cool. I'm really proud just to kind of see him just grow and develop so quickly. So that's been really, really good. Yeah, we'll get into all of Mountain View Championship during the tournament recap, but yeah, ton of work out there getting the course ready. I love it. It's one of the more exciting events, one of the events I look forward to every year. So really, really awesome there. Um, like Ollie said, we're shooting this Tuesday morning, so Wednesday morning and most of Wednesday, I'll spend at Lakewood. Myself, Macklin Hamilton, and Brandon Bradshaw, and maybe a few others from the Northwest Disc Golf Association are going to be out there. Basically, just putting baskets in the ground. We have 6 baskets planned for various locations and stuff like that. A lot of them are just kind of replacing old basket sleeves that are kind of torn up or no good anymore. Maybe 1 or 2 new locations that we've been kind of talking about. The plan, like I've mentioned before, the plan is to have maybe 2 locations, on every hole. Some of them might have 3 because there might be a tournament location too. Some of them might only have 1 because that's really all that's available, or really the only space that's available, kind of thing. Hole 16, for instance, I don't think 16 is going to end up having a true second position. I think the second position there will probably just be a tournament position long, but that's not a position we can keep in all year long, kind of thing either. So yeah, looking forward to that though. Should be really, really good. And if we finish that early enough, I'm gonna head out to Cedro Woolley up north, NSRA, and maybe get a practice round in there. Kind of check out that course. I've never been up there before, so yeah, looking forward to kind of checking that out. And then so last night, my wife and I went to Korean barbecue. I don't know if you've ever been. It's awesome. I mean,
Oh yeah.
dude, I freaking love it. We have a place up north by us, like Old Village or something like that. Old Village Korean barbecue, and it's I mean, they're awesome. Apparently, we were talking to the waitress last night. They've been there for like 37 years or something like that. This, but the establishment's been there, and I was like, that's awesome. She's worked there for 11 years, which is also just incredible. So, my wife and I like we go there and they like know our drink order, they know our food order, like all the little stuff like that, which is just so great. So, one of my favorite meals. But we went last night. And I had this realization, like when I was in my early 20s and I would go out with like friends and stuff like that, we'd go drinking. And there would kind of like once in a while, there'd be that moment where I would go into the bathroom and I would look myself in the eyes and I would go, oh, like you maybe drank a little too much, and you kind of get and you kind of like see it on your face. You're like, oh boy. And you kind of like have that realization. In my 30s, I have that same feeling, but when I eat too much meat, I went so hard at Korean barbecue last night that like I got home, I looked myself in the eyes in the mirror and I was like, oh no, like I'm gonna have a bad morning. I'm gonna have a messed up later tonight. Like, and it's so worth it. I love it so much, but it's funny how as I get older, that went from like drinking too much to just too much sodium.
Yep. Too much red meat.
Yeah, exactly. So, but man, that spicy pork they had last night, it like
Oh,
kicked my butt. Yeah, dude. Ellie was like laughing at me because I was sitting there like sweating, but just like housing it. Ugh.
I sometimes will drink a little bit and have too much meat when I'm at Korean barbecue, and it's a really disaster like
Hmm.
combination because like I remember there's this one spot we go to and they do like soju towers, and it's like
Oh, yeah,
yeah, just one of
yeah,
those is pretty dangerous in itself.
yeah,
Shared it out with some people and being like, I can just like turn this and more will come out. Like,
yeah, yeah. It just keeps going.
and
Yeah,
then yeah, so I think I love Korean barbecue. It gets dangerous. It gets
yeah,
the soju comes out at Korean barbecue.
yeah. What's your favorite Korean barbecue like little side dish?
Ooh, dude, I'm just such a meats guy. I just love all
Hmm.
the variation of meats. But
Yeah,
yeah, I come for the meat. I go with the meat.
yeah. This place we go to, they do this like pickled garlic stem
Okay,
on the side of it, and it's like just like
that
pickled
sounds
in some like red
delicious.
chilies. Holy crap! A little bit of pork belly, a little bit of salad, and then a little bit of garlic
Oh,
stem, and it's like the perfect bite every time, and I just can't stop. Oh, man, it's so good. I hate that they're closed. We're doing this on Tuesday, and I hate that they're closed on Tuesdays because I'm already like, when am I going back? Like, oh man, like that might be a next week type
oh,
of thing. Yeah, love it so much.
start
Um,
budgeting it in. We
yeah,
got
for sure.
KBBQ
Um,
budget.
all right, we'll get right into the tournament recap presented by Emerald City Discs. Uh, Tournament recap by
Emerald City. Emerald City.
Emerald City.
Emerald City Discs. This past weekend was the Mountain View Championship 3. This was hosted by us here at Emerald City Discs. Myself, Don Ority, and Kayla Signs Ority. Three of us ran that. I mean, it went really good. There was no flaws. No issues really of note or anything like that. Everything was really, really smooth, which was really great. Big thank you to Justin Banks from Fairway Media for coming out and filming it. Should be coming out later this week. And really big thank you to Herman. He was out there taking photographs of everybody. So we're gonna have some like really, really nice professional photos of everyone that we're gonna put onto. I don't know exactly yet. So Herman's gonna get them to me in some way, and I think maybe like a Google Drive or something like that, and we'll share them with everybody else. But he was showing me on his camera. He was like, I took 600 something photos, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
That's
dude. So
awesome.
yeah, really really cool. There should be some really really fun stuff in there. Really looking forward to like diving into those and checking them out. Um, we did the alt layout at South Fork. I love it. Super, super fun to play. Um, when it was all said and done, after it was all set up, I used about 170 little orange flags and about 4.5 cans of spray
Oh
paint.
my God.
Yeah, just to make sure all the OB lines
Clearly
surrounding
marked.
the surrounding the pond with flags and that instead of putting spray paint around the pond because there's guys that go out there and they do like fishing and like fly fishing and that and they're out there pretty frequently. I think like once a week they have a meetup out there or something like that. So I didn't want to put spray paint too close to the pond's edge and have it bleeding into the pond, even if it is like white, waterproof, biodegradable, all that stuff. It just doesn't kind of, feel like we're marking the pond, even though it's kind of more their kind of
Yeah.
thing. So, yeah, it really was an issue. There's a couple people that had some like questions about whether this was inbounds or out of bounds, and those were all answered pretty easily and pretty quickly as well, which was nice. I was truthfully I was a little nervous about the hazard hole, kind of like on that extra land that we
Yeah.
use on that backside. Friday night before the event, Don and Kayla were out there just kind of checking things out. It was all flagged nice. I get out there Saturday morning about 6 o'clock in the morning, and all my flags were pulled from that area, and they were kind of just like piled up and like kind of thrown in a corner of a bush. And I was just like, oh, like oh, and I was like, I wonder if that's the like a neighbor or something like that. And
Mm,
I was like a little nervous that like, maybe a neighbor like wasn't too happy that there's more and more like foot traffic over there or something like that.
mm.
Um, so I was kind of just like, all right, we'll kind of see what happens. I'm going to set the flags back up, and then we'll just kind of play it out. And while I'm playing my round, we get to that hole, and that neighbor who is right behind that basket is standing at his fence drinking his coffee. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. So I run over to, I don't run over, but I kind of like walk over to him. I was like, hey man, like how's it going? How are you? And he's like, is this like a special event? I was like, yeah, we're just here like, today until like maybe like 1, 2, 3 o'clock, something like that, and then tomorrow too, and that's it. He goes, no, this is awesome. He goes, I love this. This is so cool. And I was like, really? Like cool. And he's like, yeah, like you guys are so great. Like disc golfers are, you guys are out here like rain or shine, crazy respectful. He goes, you know what I don't like? I don't like that all the kids from the restaurant come and just like jump on all these trees and kind of do all. And I was like, oh, I
Heck
gotcha.
yeah.
Like, dude. So I know I immediately was like, we're so cool. Like, all right, like everything's like smooth sailing. Like this guy's all on board. Like it really is just about making sure that like the restaurant has more than enough space for people to kind of have their area out there and that kind of thing. So like yeah, the one little thing that I was nervous about ended up being like
Awesome.
super smooth. Yeah. And I told the guy, I was like, man, I was nervous. My flags were gone this morning. He goes, yeah, I don't even know who would do that. He's like, we're super cool about it. He goes, both of these guys, they're really, really cool. So it seems like all the neighbors along that way are all like
Chill.
really cool at disc golf, seem really, really chill. So that's awesome. So yeah, he was really, really open about being like, hey, if you ever like have a disc or anything that comes into my yard, he goes, just like knock on my door. He goes, we'll open the gate up for you and let you guys through. And I was like, man, thank you so much. I was like, if you ever like have like a disc golf related question or issue, I was like, reach out to us at Emerald City Discs. I'd love to just like talk with you about it and all that kind of stuff. So really, really awesome. I felt like it was really good to kind of like have a like talk with a neighbor and kind of get a little feedback there on that kind of thing. So really, really happy about that. Um, the layout was super fun. I do kind of have like an inkling in my mind that it might be like maybe a little easy for pros. Like I think Axel went both rounds bogey free. Axel's incredible, but still went pretty bogey free. Really, the only bogeys you get out there are ones that are like kind of silly mistakes, or kind of just like bad mistakes kind of thing. So if you're just like throwing like pretty good shots, you really should be able to make it up and down for at least par for almost all those holes basically. So um
I
we have
feel like,
some
yeah, I feel like a lot
no.
of courses, like you can have a bad drive and a good upshot, and even a bad putt and still make a par. But like the only really way to like bogey is to have like a bad drive, bad upshot, and bad putt. It feels like sometimes there, where it's like everything's got to be going bad. It feels like,
Yeah.
or yeah, something really, really other
Yeah.
crazy.
Or
Yeah,
have a drive that's so bad you find it out of bounds and then you're,
yeah,
working out from there or you know what I mean, something like that. So it's very like bogeys are very gettable obviously, but
yeah.
and I'm speaking specifically about like our pro player field more than anything else about this specifically. Um, so I do have some I don't know, maybe like radical ideas for next year. I'm really excited to sit down and talk with Don and Kayla about those and figure it out. But yeah, we'll be returning for 2027 for the Mountain View Championship 4 without a doubt.
Heck yeah.
Um, in other news, I am looking for a diver, or I'm working on finding a diver. We have our regular diver out there. I still have to like find his number. I don't know why I don't have it just saved as the diver in my phone. It's saved as his name.
Put the little
Um,
scuba emoji or something, you know.
yeah, I really need to. I really, really do. So, working on finding a diver. So when we do, and I get all the discs from that, we'll let you know. We'll reach out to people and let them know about it for sure. As far as like my tournament is concerned, round one I shot really really well. I feel like my putter was like really on the whole weekend. I really didn't miss any um, like easy short putts. Like there's always like an 18 footer that just kind of like slips out of my hand kind of the wrong way, or a 22 footer that's wide open that just kind of don't connect on. I didn't have anything like that. All the putts I missed were kind of like obstructed, or I was in kind of a weird position or something like that, which felt pretty good. I was putting strong. Like a couple weekends ago, I was all the putts coming out of my hand just were like falling short and kind of soft. So it was really really nice to connect on all of them. I drove the disc well, came out of my hand really nice. I had that kid Adam Snyder on the bag for me the whole weekend, so that was really really cool. This was his first tournament experience at all. He's never been to a tournament, never seen a disc golf tournament before.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it was really really awesome. He immediately like we had a lesson yesterday morning, so like Sunday we do the whole tournament. Monday morning we have a lesson, and he like sits me down and he's like, "Hey," and he's like bringing up disc golf scene and showing me tournaments, and he's like, "Do you think this one would be good for me to play? Do you think that one would be good for
I
me to
got
play?" So
I got one for him in October.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I think he's gonna do the. We'll get to it in the tournament look ahead, but he's thinking about doing like the circuit challenge out there at South Fork Landing and stuff
Heck
like that.
yeah.
And I was like, yes, of course do that. So, he's. I think he's gonna be pretty good. He seems like really like motivated to do it, and yeah, he's definitely a skilled kid. Um, but ultimately, round two was not as clean as round one. Um, hole three, I just cannot like. I did not birdie hole three at all either round, which is just like a huge, huge miss. That one feels like a must get. So big mistake there. I took a bogey on hole four of the second round as well, and that was simply just a case of like me pressing too much. I was like trying to force like good play, I guess. Like I felt myself like not playing well. I felt myself kind of slumping and like not throwing good shots. And I wanted to kind of push it a little bit. And I wanted to kind of get a birdie. I saw Thad and I saw Axel and I saw Caleb all birdieing around me. And I told myself like, hey, if you want to maintain this lead that you have, you have to make something happen here, and you have to get a little spark going. And while trying that, I ended up kind of hurting myself more, and I ended up taking a bogey because of it, which was that was kind of like soul crushing out there, honestly, especially because like we were just saying, like not only do you have to have like a bad approach, but not only did I have a bad approach, but I had a bad putt and then a second bad putt to get to that bogey. So um, that really sucked. But I kind of figured it out on the back nine. Ended up getting a nice little string of birdies together. And Axel and I tied at the end of it. So we went to a playoff. Sadly, it only lasted one hole. We each threw a forehand off of one's tee or off of a ten's tee to one's basket, and I was a couple feet closer than Axel, but completely obstructed behind that big tree that's right in front of the basket there. So Axel had a obstructed but relatively wide open, 20, 24 footer, 18, 24 footer, somewhere in that range. And he banged it because, of course, he did. He's an incredible player. And I got myself as far out to the left as I could get. I got the disc as far on Anheuser I can get, and I didn't even hit a chain. There was just absolutely like no seeing the basket at all from my position. Really disappointing to kind of finish on that note. I think losing in a playoff is like my least favorite thing in disc golf, which is like, I mean, it's awesome to get to that playoff. It's awesome to be like to be in that position and that opportunity. But I've lost in a few playoffs now, like over the years, and like none of them feel good. Like every single one, kind of like it stings in a way that afterwards like I'm like extra motivated, like I've been like out throwing, like I'm throwing a little harder right now, like my putts, like I feel like a little more like I need to get out and putt, like do my putting practice more. So they're one of those things that like, man, like it really stings, and like I hate it so much, but also like kind of like lights a fire under my ass a little bit too. And it's just like I don't want to experience that again. Like I don't want to put myself in that position again. So I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna score better next time and like all that kind of stuff. So it sucks, but it's definitely I'm gonna just use it as like motivation for the next time and all the future tournaments and that kind of thing.
Heck yeah.
Um, which is good because we have some big stuff coming up soon. So all right, getting into the winners here. As I said, Axel Olsen won MPO. He beat me in a one-hole playoff. Thaddeus Tenclay came in third place. Axel and I each shot 23 down, and Thaddeus shot 20 down. Winning MP40, we have Herman Rodriguez. He shot 13 down, beating out Luke Metz and Robert Corrigan. As I mentioned before, Herman was the guy who was out there with his camera, so really appreciate him kind of almost doing like double duty. So he would finish his round and then just grab his camera and kind of like walk around the course and start snapping photos. So
So cool. Such a nice
yeah,
guy.
really, really great of him. Appreciate it so much. Taking down MA1, we have Benny Sackett. Winning MA60, we have Dave Collada. Winning FA60, we have Paula J. Mead. MA70 was won by Paul Koff. MA2 was won by Matthew Manzi over Aaron Young and Jake Dixon. Jake Dixon, Nicholas Espinoza, and James Radick, who all tied for third. MA3 was won by Sam Granis over Matthew Feldman and Calvin Henriquez. And then MA4 was won by Emerson Wilson. So congratulations, all the winners. We really, really appreciate everybody coming out. If you have any feedback about that alternate layout at South Fork Landing, please reach out to me. Comment on this video down below. Create a discussion about it. I'd love to talk to you about whatever you are feeling about that. I'd love to. I'm very, very open to hearing any. Man, it'd be really cool if we could see this. I didn't like this hole because of that. I think this hole could be tweaked for this reason, and I'd love to just kind of talk to you about it. And I'd love to hear your opinions.
Yep.
Okay, also happening this past weekend was the 360 Disc Golf Open. This is happening out in Bremerton, ran by Nicole Coleman. I'm going to blast through the winners here real quick. This is cool. Did not realize this until just looking at it. But in MPO, Dylan Slate beat out Spencer Stewart, also in a playoff. They also shot 23 down.
Oh my God.
Third place also shot 20 down. So I didn't realize this until just looking at it. So big shout out to Dylan Slate for taking down MPO. Looks like he beat out Spencer Stewart in a playoff. Tyler Bates and Chris Holden tied for third place at 20 under as well. So really, really fun. That's crazy how that worked out.
Not the same weekend, but y'all had some similar sounding weeks.
I mean, on the same weekend, almost the same weekend. That's pretty crazy. I mean, they played 3 rounds, so they were tied after a little more, but still, that's really, really cool. All right, taking down FPO, we had Brandy Cargill winning FP50. Charles Leiter, winning MP70. Kurt Bain over Marty Smith and Dave Wilkins, who tied for second. Derek Schauer won MA1. Leilani Battle won FA1. MA40 was won by Tom Rower. FA40 was won by Kat Howard. Todd Daz Boot won MA50. DAS is capitalized in the middle, and his last name is BOODT. That's pretty sweet. Peter Kepler won MA70. Samuel Rasmussen won MA2. Misty Tatchell won FA2. Philip, Blinkinsop won MA3 over Ross McCurdy. And MA4 was won by Brad Etsy over Trevor Tracy.
Whew.
I feel like I got tested on that one, man.
No,
There was
I
a
was
lot
like, whoa.
a lot of like uncommon names on there.
Shout out Bremerton.
Yeah, my goodness. What do you guys got going on out there? Jeez. All right, time for the tournament look ahead.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
There can be only one World Wrestling Federation champion.
Acknowledge me.
All right, coming up this week, if you're staying here close to the Seattle region, South Seattle region, there is the SeaTac and Lakewood Summer Flex Start League. Us at Emerald City Discs are sponsoring that as well. They have tea times from like 8 o'clock until like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And then also starting, I believe this starts it starts today, is the South Fork Tuesdays Summer Send Off, the league out of South Fork Landing. So there's another one. If you're interested in going and playing some leagues, there you're at.
Tuesday.
There you are. Yeah, Tuesdays. There is the MVP Circuit Challenge at South Fork Landing happening this Saturday, August 22nd. I looked at the discs with Adam yesterday. It's like a flippy driver. It's like a really flippy mid-range, the Paradox. And then it's a range, which is like that straight, kind of like Berg-like putter. So pretty good all in all.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but the biggest event happening this weekend is going to be the Falling Barn Open, sponsored by Dynamic Discs. This is happening up at NSRA, ran by Lucas Lauda and Eric Dupinski, basically the Dips Discs crew. From what I understand, I don't know too much about this course really. 2-day, 1 round per day with tee times. Go check it out. It looks like fun. I am thinking about signing up. I'm pretty confident I'm going to, but we're gonna see how we feel after.
After the course.
Yeah, after I'm gonna see how I feel after like digging a bunch of holes tomorrow morning more than anything.
Yeah.
Because, after digging 6 holes, we do have an auger, but it's still gonna be a lot of work. We'll see how we feel after that. But that is a B tier. Yeah, go check it out. All right, time for the weather look ahead.
Weather look ahead.
Together we can reduce, reuse, and recycle for a greener future for disc golfers.
Oh, yeah. All right, Cedra Woolley looking at the weather out there for this week for the upcoming tournament. It's going to be pretty warm Thursday and Friday. We're looking at a high of like low 80s. Gonna be, man, this is like, I really like this kind of weather where it's pretty chilly in the morning and then it just gets warmer and warmer throughout the afternoon. It's beautiful, like sweater weather in the morning.
We're getting to the end of summer and some good weather again.
Oh yeah. Saturday it does look like there's going to be a little bit of rain in the afternoon. We're looking at like a 35% chance at around 12 o'clock. So watch out for that. And then it does look like there's going to be a 20% chance of rain pretty much like all morning on Sunday until about 2 p.m. as well. So not guaranteed, but do come prepared. Ooh, I got a good, here we go. Sending you the breakdown right now, Ollie. I think I wrote a pretty good one this week. I think this one's solid. Big shout out to Norma Joyner. She said that this is her favorite segment on the show, mostly because of how hard I laugh at it. I appreciate her commenting so much every week, so thank you, Norma.
Same. It means the world that, I know she's watching these, and so big shout out to you. Let's get this thing going. I got it.
All right. Here.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. DGPT Doubles at the Preserve has begun. Whew. The first ever DGPT Doubles was a huge success. Team Tree Magnets came out the gate hot, shooting a 16 under, barely beating out the Bad News Boys of White and Orem. Oh my god, this is awesome. Round 2 was led by those darn Robinson boys and Team Heinborg, who at least tried with the name, unlike the eventual winner of the event being Ryan Wysocki and Adam Hammis. Team Ricky Wysocki and Adam Hammis, which is crazy. They didn't go with Hammis and legs or something like that. Green legs and Hammis. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I would not like them by a stick, but I do not like them by a flick. In FBO, another team that could have went with the low-hanging fruit of Alley Cat, and that would have been better than the Sarn and Allen name we got. California girls. They're undeniable, fine, fresh, fierce. They got it on lock. I knew there'd be more singing in this one, and I just wasn't ready for it. But I wonder if he's gonna be singing. Few things to say about this event. I really do think there's some more future of doubles within the DGPT. People like seeing them. I think it's so fun just being like, oh yeah, like calling them by their team names and stuff, and like I think it just adds this dynamic of weight. Like if you watched how bummed out like missing a putt on the alternate on those last rounds, it's an alternate shot, and you see someone miss a putt, they're more dejected than they would be ever missing a putt in a solo round because you're missing for that other person. And so I think there's this like added weight and added level of like we're seeing competitors really I'm not saying they don't have this on solo rounds, you totally do, but there's like definitely it's like all they do. But to have someone else's round in your hand, I think totally changes it, you know. So I just think it was an amazing dynamic. It was super fun to watch. It's interesting to think about like how much like it'd be cool to see like more like direct manufacturers, you know, like really advertise that together, you know, like the teams and stuff and like those kind of things where like, you know, and like so you have like these really ingrained doubles teams that get better and build that rapport and stuff like that. I mean, you also get that by doing practice rounds, just hanging out with these people. But I think it's awesome. I think there's a big spot for it in the future of disc golf.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I think one of the I'm all about disc golf, like trying stuff, and this is something they tried that worked. So keep going with it. You know, like if it didn't work, you can always just not do it again. But it worked. Keep it rolling. Don't mess with it too much. Honestly, I think the less the DGPT screws with the format, like let players like the last thing I want is players that have to team up with their manufacturer partner. Like I don't want any of that. You know what I mean?
It'd be
like
kind of fun though. I just think it'd be like I think it'd be an added weight to like what you're representing in a way, and it'd like I don't know. I'm not saying it's how it should be, but it would be interesting if that's how it was, you know, and like I don't know, it'd be kind of cool in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the idea that like I don't know, maybe next year Barella's back and Gannon Burr is kind of looking at Barella and being like, hey, me and you, like we could smoke the field here. You know what I mean? And like kind of almost taking the like two guys, like almost like Ricky and Paul back in like the 2010s where those two are like competing for like world titles against each other. Like what if those two like teamed up for a doubles event? Like people's minds would be blown. And what if those two could put their egos aside to team up in that kind of event? You know what I mean? Like it would be huge.
But
almost too big, but like
I don't
it's
really like.
superpowers.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. If I was a manufacturer, I'd want my people working with my people and like a team.
Sure.
You know, you know, you have a team for a reason, and that's why I think the winners won for a reason. They're on the same manufacturers. They're on the same team.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like it would be easier, like if like I don't know, I can't think of like
you keep building up the Eagle and Simon like MVP. That's their dubs team, you know, and you keep building up like maybe Ricky and Adam, or like I would have liked to see like Ricky and Paul. That would have been cool.
Yeah, it's like really easy for MVP to make like a Crush Boys stamp, right? To like to sponsor that, right? But it's like kind of difficult for Discmania to make a like Heimberg, you know, stamp.
Well, Discmania doesn't need
Heimberg
to.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it's a weird territory. So,
but like if Gannon was with like Nicholas, that'd be pretty. I'd like that team, you know, and I think it'd be fun, you know. And I think I 100% hear what you're saying. How like it should be free to like go do that. But if I was owning Innova, I'd be like, Heimberg, what the hell are you doing? Get on big Brad Williams team.
You want Brad? I was like, who does Heimberg go with?
Brad Williams, get your ass over there.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad team, honestly.
I know.
In, like,
I don't even. Format. And they do a bunch of practice round like Innova videos. I'm like, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, Brad Williams is a quality player.
I know. So I'm like, I think it'd be. I think yes, less creativity, less fun in that sense. You know, we don't get to see a Heimberg Gannon-Bird, which was awesome and fun to see. Wish they did better, but it was still awesome and fun to see through those first two rounds when they're hot. And yeah, I think they'll continue to grow and do that. But I do like just seeing
I mean,
seeing teams together.
one of the interesting like kind of components of that is that like if you're only allowed to be partnered with who the people that you're sponsored with, who you get sponsored by becomes more and more important. You know, like if you're like, oh, I choose to be the top guy, like I don't know,
It adds more weight to it, and it adds like this,
yeah,
like, oh, I'm on this team. Like, I don't know, it'd be more teamy and like more like, oh, like we're gonna bring you in, you'll be on this team, and you'll be double partnered with this person. Like, we have this
hmm
vision for you, like a poster with those two. I don't know. It
yeah.
just sounds cool. Sounds cool.
It's I'm kind of like selling myself more and more on it. I think like it does sound interesting. I still would rather see the
Yeah,
DGPT like leave it alone more than
I
anything,
agree.
but that does sound awesome. Like no doubt at all. So interesting. Really really cool. Like I said, I want to see more of it. So, all right, Ollie, hit us with the sound off. What you got for us?
So we got the big dub and snapped the losing streak in League Cup, but we go back to MLS play with 6 in a row losses. So League Cup, we ended up losing 2-1 to Chivas here at home after starting the game 1-0. We had a bunch of young guys in. We're so injured. It's so unfun. We're playing against Vancouver in Seattle. Vancouver is the number with the win. They take one of my favorite things about the MLS and in soccer, there's like rivalries are a lot more important. So like the rivalry between the Cascadia, Oregon,
Mhm.
Vancouver, and
Yeah,
Seattle.
yeah.
There's a
This
whole
PNW there.
Cascadia Cup that they do, and so like
Cool.
just tracking those teams playing each other, they have like this whole like you get to keep the cup for a year, thing. So
Okay. Is it
Vancouver, yeah,
like a side thing that they do, or is it like an
kinda,
official
but I
MLS
mean
thing?
those things. I mean, side thing or not, there's a trophy and like fans
No.
celebrate it. It's not like it's a
Arguably be
celebrated
more
thing.
important if it is
Yeah,
just like a side thing that they just like no we just care like we care about this but the league doesn't give two shits but we
but
care a
we give a
lot.
fuck about this,
Yeah,
So
that's huge.
it means something, maybe bragging rights between Portland and Vancouver about who's the top dog in the PNW and Cascadia. So it means a lot. So if they win, they're number one team in the West. They win the Cascadia Cup, and we go on 7 straight MLS losses, and that's what happened. And so we lost the Cascadia Cup. We lost to Vancouver. We held really well in the 68th minute, I want to say. I'm going off. I was watching this one, and we let a goal in, and then, or maybe it was like the 70th minute, and then no, not even 10 minutes later, or like 5 minutes later, we let another free kick in from a set piece where it was like it went from like 1-0 to like 2-0 like that, where I was like, wow, we just lost the game, and there's like no coming back. We've been just dejected. So kind of a
Hmm.
bummer. We got a team that we played already on this loss streak in Austin FC coming up on Wednesday. So that will be tomorrow when this episode's out. We will be playing at 6:30 p.m. I think that's here. Maybe I'll go to that game if I'm not too busy. Oh no, I'll be streaming. But yeah, so root the boys on. During that Vancouver game, we went more injuries happened, so it's just one top of the other. I'm starting to look at like, is it our staff? Is it our training staff? Like,
Yeah,
it's like those questions
that's
start popping
real.
up when it's like 9 and 10 and 11 players are hurt now, and it's like the same injury and the same thing where we're like, what's going on?
Is
So,
it like a coaching philosophy here? Are we trying something that's clearly not working?
well,
Yeah.
I think one way to say it is suffering from success. We were one of the most successful organizations in the league for like ever, for so long, for 15 years, and then we don't make a summer signing since 5 years. We haven't signed someone in the
Hmm.
summer transfer window, where it's like, what are we doing? And those are like
Yeah.
the mid-season acquisitions, the trade deadline trades that are like, we need a guy in the summer mid-season to get us on if everyone is getting hurt. We have
Yeah.
ample amount of cap space. We have ample amount of GAM, which is like going out and getting foreign players and getting big players. We have U22 spots to get young investment of foreign players. So it's just kind of like, what are we doing? And I think we've gotten so good at filing guys from Tacoma Defiant that get really good and are homegrown, and we're really blessed with that. But we're at a point in the league where everyone's spending money and everyone's getting these huge signings from huge places, and they're going to be coming and playing in the MLS, and we're still getting young guys that are good, but It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
So hopefully some more spending comes soon, and but root for the Sounders. Wow.
Is it like a rebuilding type of like area, or is it does like do they not work like that? Because like in baseball, like when you have a couple of bad years and you're kind of just bringing young guys up, you're like, we're rebuilding, we're kind of waiting for our core to kind of grow. Is it that kind of situation where they're just building the core?
No, we're like very hurt. So we've lost
Oh
seven
yeah, yeah.
straight MLS games. Our record is seven wins, 3 draws, 8 losses, and with 7 in a row losses. So we started the season 7-3-1, where it's
Yeah.
like we were so hot and so good when I don't think the expectation was there, that I think it's catching up to us in a way with the injuries. Like the injuries they're only just showing the truth of it. Like it wasn't, I don't think, anything not out of the cards. I think we were just playing really freaking well early, and it was really fun, and coming off a League Cup win and everything.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really interesting. The MLS is switching their season around, like the start date, end date. They're going to be lining up more with the Premier League,
Mhm.
and to do that, like it's really awkward when a guy from the MLS goes to the Premier League because of those different like season windows. So hopefully, like lining up the season windows will create more opportunities for those players to come here and for our players to go there to develop.
It's cool. It's interesting to see.
But that's about what I got. We're back to MLS and we're excited. Go Sounders.
Nice. All right, for the Red Sox report here, they're not doing great this week. We are like 3-4 since last week, so better than the week before that. But we're on like a 6-game skid or a 7-game skid for a while there. The lineup's just kind of struggling. Honestly, it's pretty chill. Like I'm not worried about it
Yeah.
necessarily. They've built up enough of a threshold there and enough of a lead in the wild card standing at least that I'm really not stressed about what's going to happen there. It's more just about who we end up kind of at in that wild card game with in the playoffs, which will probably end up being the Yankees, I think, more than anybody, which is interesting.
Always fun.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, but um, I don't know. Roman Anthony should be coming back pretty soon. I think he's going to hit AAA like in the next like day or two. So hopefully that's a nice little spark to the team. He comes back. I don't want him to be like our saving grace, but
Yeah.
I kind of need him to be
He,
too.
I mean, he can't. I mean, he's kind of supposed to be that guy.
I know it's just a lot of expectations on a single person who's like 23 years old or 22 years old. But yeah,
The Roman Empire.
Yeah, nobody's stressing just yet. Another like 2 weeks of skidding, then maybe, but hopefully we're figuring it out against the Diamondbacks this weekend, or I guess this early this week. So, Ollie, hit us with the ODP guarantee. What do you got for us?
Last week I had, who did I have winning? I think I had Burr and Heinberg. And then, so I was wrong there. And then I had Chosick and Owen, I think. And I was close. So go watch that. But ODP guarantee. We just talked about him. You're going to be watching this Wednesday morning. Sounders will be getting that win and breaking our MLS loss streak. No eight losses. We stop at 7. And so we're going to take that.
Hate the 8.
Hate the 8.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice. All right, time to answer the KO question of the week. Ollie, would you rather be able to speak every language on Earth or be able to talk to animals?
I think every language on Earth.
Really?
Yeah, I think animals would be very unique and cool, but I just think it's always so cool to be able to like communicate with anyone. And like, I don't know, every time I've traveled, I feel like that's like the one barrier I wish I was able to just like fully like not have. I don't know, it'd just be so cool. But animals, but then I feel like I wouldn't want to be the animal. I feel like it'd be one of those things about hearing trees, Animals are probably like, fuck, like,
Yeah, maybe.
would I even like that, in a way? Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's the peaceful side, friends and animals and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
like every squirrel is just like screaming for his life running through the forest.
or like the
kinda
little bunnies
interesting.
and stuff running from coyote.
Yeah.
Like, what would they sound like? Would it just be like normal talks to me, or would it be like, I don't know. I think there's
Yeah.
too much ambiguity of not only that, where if I was like, oh, you could just talk to me in whatever language you want and I know what you're saying and I'd be able to respond to you, oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Not bad. So I'm going with animals personally. I hear that, but I think on my side of things is I think I could like learn like if I set my mind to it, I could learn a language. Like that
I
is very,
can't.
very can't happen. Can't do it.
I'm just like the way my brain's like it's really hard for me to learn a language. Like I didn't do language classes growing up because of the way my directed study skills was. So like literally language learning is like kind of hard for me where I'm like I think you asked the question of me where I'm like that is what I would want to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I could like learn language, and I can't learn to talk to an animal. So I'm probably
Yeah.
going with animals. I do hear the like, oh my God, I wish I could turn this off because I can't stop at hearing all you guys scream. Um, and I wouldn't want to do like a Dr. Doolittle thing. Like it would be a really selfish use of that power too. Like I wouldn't want to be like, I'm gonna go and like be a vet and just like ask the animal like, hey, what's wrong? What can I fix on you? Even though that's definitely what I should be doing with that. I don't know. Comment down below what you would do, and we're gonna finish this off with the draft for this week, and then get out of here. The draft for this week is 80s, 90s girl pop songs. This draft was inspired by basically like the breakdown from last week. I basically had Ollie sing "Total Eclipse of the Heart," and
Total eclipse of the heart.
since then, I've been listening to that song a bunch in the car. I've watched the music video the other day, and Bonnie Tyler in that video is an all time hottie. I Bonnie Tyler, Heather Locklear, Kippy DePina, Christina Applegate. We're talking like all time elite hotties of the world. But because of that, that kind of inspired this draft. So Ollie, do you want the first pick or do you want the second two?
I'll take the second two.
All right. With the first pick, I'm actually really pumped to have the first pick here because this is, without a doubt, my favorite like girly pop song. And it's "I Think We're Alone Now" by Tiffany.
Dude, I might be bad at this.
One of my favorite things to do is when I'm driving Ellie to work in the morning. I'll tell her, be like, "Hey, our draft for this week is." I told her this morning I was like, "It's girl pop songs," and she got so into it, and she started bringing up playlists and stuff like that. So I'm ready to roll on this one. I'm feeling good.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
When did this song come out now? Before I... Like late 90s?
All right.
Mm. I didn't like that answer. I don't think it's late 90s. I think it's early 2000s. Okay, we're gonna go... I think this would work. We'll go with, TLC Creep. Does that work? I got play there?
Creep. All right.
Give me some TLC in my life. And then the next song, we're gonna take... I'm going off of I found a playlist that's like, some 90s female pop hits, and I'm going off of which ones I have liked already. And then I'm going off of do I actually
Nice.
like this song?
Yeah.
So we're going to go with Donna Lewis, I Love You Always Forever. Give me that.
Yep. I love you always forever.
Now I need to figure out if this is 90s or not.
That was Donna Lewis.
Yep. That one is, but I need to figure out my next guess is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Back to you.
I got two in a row here. I'm gonna go with the one that inspired this is "Total Eclipse of the Heart," by Bonnie Tyler. Incredible song. Always hits hard.
Okay.
Bonnie Tyler.
We are taking this one. Okay.
And then for my next pick here, I'm going to go with "She Works Hard for the Money" by Donna Summer. She works hard for the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Then you got your last two picks here.
1998, the year the GOAT was born. Me.
You were born in '98.
Yep.
Mm.
Hit
I'm
me,
also a
baby,
90s
one
baby.
more time. Britney Spears, give it to me. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. No, undeniable. 'Cause I was born in '98. 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 'Cause I was born Undeniable.
And I think, oh, see, I'm a little torn here, but I think we're just gonna go with the. Wait, I need to hear this. I need to hear this. Mute myself.
It's copyright infringement at its best right there.
We're gonna go Destiny Child, Say My Name. We decided to switch it up.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Little
one.
Destiny's Child. We got TLC. We got some Britney. We got a good list. We got some good ladies here. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's a good list. My last pick here is going to be, it's either Heaven is a Place on Earth. Nah, it's gonna be Straight Up by Paula Abdul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went pretty like I cannot spell that. I went pretty like 80s heavy on my list personally. All right, so to recap, Ollie picked Creep by TLC, I Love You Always Forever by Donna Lewis, Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears, and Say My Name by Destiny's Child. I picked I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany, Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler, She Works Hard for the Money, Donna Summer, and Straight Up by Paula Abdul. Comment down below who had the better list. Comment your favorite girl pop song. Norma, let me hear from you. I'm so curious what you got to say for this one. Ollie, hit us with that outro.
Episode 123? Insanity. Holy crap.
Yeah.
In honor, little talent wins games, teamwork wins championships. Michael Jordan, aim high, shoot low. We'll see you next week. Peace.